Thank you, Jason. All right. Good morning, folks. Wherever you're watching us from, we'd like to say thanks for joining us. My name is Anthony Williams, and I'm here with my colleague.
Masiami Kone.
And of course, our colleague Aizon is behind camera, and he was just whipping the camera around briefly to show you where we are. Of course, obviously, behind us is the famous and historic Unity Conference Center, if you know where exactly this place is. This is one of Liberia's most historic piece of infrastructure. In fact, I can say one of Africa's most historic piece of infrastructure. And the reason we're here, just yesterday, the Ministry of Public Works was here along with their engineers carrying out inspection and also reminding residents of this place that time is up and that the government of Liberia. If we can just talk briefly about the history of United Conference Center and Hotel Africa, of course, this is the entire environment hosting both the historic Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. So, as history has it, in fact, this particular structure or these two structures were erected in the 70s, precisely 1979, when Liberia was announced host as the host country for the OAU conference. At the time, it was being called Organization of African Unity. So now,
In district number 17.
yeah, precisely in
Virginia,
district number 17, Virginia. Thank you for that. So in 1979, that was the era or the regime of late Liberian President William R. Turbot, and Liberia was declared or announced host for the OAU conference. And the government of Liberia at the time decided to construct the famous Hotel Africa and, of course, the United Conference Center and of course to hold the OAU conference, the United Conference Center. And now the main reason why we're here is because residents here have been issued a removal order by the Ministry of Public Works to evacuate this entire vicinity because this is government of Liberia's property. And we all know it's been long coming since there have been several offers by international organizations or companies declaring interest in wanting to invest in these properties. And it appears the government of Liberia might have something of that nature. And now as we speak, the Ministry of Public Works have given a removal order to everyone who have erected structures here in the vicinity of Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. If you can listen clearly from behind us, there are voices of children, residents, there are homes all over this particular environment. Hotel Africa alone sits on 150 acres of beautiful piece of land. But again, since the war, resettlement have had people building structures all around this particular vicinity.
So this United Conference Center now is being used for graduation programs, wedding reception, and sometimes if you come here on a Sunday, you will see this place overcrowded. Yeah, sometimes some people will come take photos, have that fun time. So this place now is used for graduation programs and wedding reception. Yeah.
Now, some parts of the conference center still remain functional, though not up to modern standards, but people are managing and making use of them to hold programs and what have you. But the exterior part of the structure, in fact, the yard, if I may call it like that, still maintains its nature. It's still beautiful. There is a whole park somewhere on the other end there. There's a golf field. And also, folks have built resorts along the river, along the beach, also within the Hotel Africa area. So, come to think of it, all of those infrastructures will have to be removed. We have given a removal order to residents who have structures here around the United Conference Center and Hotel Africa precisely. Now, as per the removal order, the government of Liberia is asking that those who have structure within this particular surrounding should start evacuating as from now. In fact, the removal order was issued around September 18, and they've been given up to the 18th of December to evacuate the entire Hotel Africa vicinity.
Like say 3 months, right?
So definitely we're talking around 3 months. So as history has it, the famous Unity Conference Center, Hotel Africa, will now be getting some attention as residents in this environment have been asked to evacuate and leave the particular vicinity. Now, we might just want to take a little walk and show you around beautiful Unity Conference Center, my colleague Masiami and I. But if we just go right here and show you the camera and just zoom in and out a little bit, you'll start seeing structures that have been built here around this particular vicinity. If you just look straight forward ahead of us, there is a building, that looks like a permanent structure has been erected there. This is the side of the Unity Conference Center, as you can see right here on our right hand side. The beautiful trees are still standing. The yard still remain paved with high quality concrete pavement from the floor, if you look here. And all of these this construction or these structures you're looking at were erected since 1979. We're talking decades. Masiami. Now, also here at the Unity Conference Center, we also have folks who are residing within the conference center itself. According to them, they've been here for ages. We met one of the residents who told us he's been here living at the Unity Conference Center since 2003. Wow. That was, yes, the concluding part, or, when the war was coming to an end.
Another guy said he's been there since 1980s.
Definitely. There's another person who said he's been here since the 80s, but according to him, the Unity Conference Center was still functional at the time, and so he knows a lot about it. So we'll go to the front, but if Eisen, you can just focus a little at the front. There is what looks like a church building. It tells you there's life already here within the entire confines of the Unity Conference Center. Folks have built their homes. I'm seeing farms. Folks are planting plantains, cassava, and you name it. And the structure itself, if we can just come to the back here quickly before we go to the front, still looks dilapidated. The ceilings are falling. I mean, it's been ages since the government of Liberia have paid any attention to this structure. So as you can see, it looks very dilapidated. So basically, now that they're declaring interest and asking the residents here to evacuate this place, it's obvious they probably have got some serious intention about what they want to do with the Unity Conference Center. Speaking of what you mentioned earlier about folks making use of the vicinity of the Unity Conference Center, if you just look right here, there are folks who are now taking pictures in the yard of the Unity Conference Center. It appears to be graduation pictures because I see the kid there in her uniform, and so they're taking pictures also. Behind this bush that you're looking at, there are a bunch of homes that are out there. Maybe if we can just walk right at that building, and then we can show you the neighborhood where folks are residing. Also, there are permanent structures that have been erected here. If you look here at the Unity Conference Center, folks are still making use of the building. If you look at that end, they're using the balcony, they're selling, they've got their coolers. There are also motels built in this particular vicinity.
And that's just down you call it the Riverside Beach, yes.
Yeah, we all know the famous Riverside Beach. It's also right here in the Hotel Africa area, right here along the beach. But we just wanted to come and show you in the neighborhood what it's going to be and look like. Because come to think of it, some of these structures were built for some decades now, and folks are residing in them. So if we can just show the camera, as you can see, there's a church right here. There's another brand new structure that has just been erected. It appears the owners are yet to move in it. If you also look, there's another one there. There's a road here that goes into the neighborhood, and there are high tension cables. It means there is electricity also. New homes are being erected, and you name it. So come to think of it, now that the government of Liberia has decided that everyone in this vicinity should be evacuated, it's obvious that there's going to be rough payment. Yeah. They will obviously have to. We agree they were squatting, but also come to think of it, people get to declare anywhere permanent once they start building structures. Yes. It's obvious there might be people who might be claiming land. There might be people claiming they've bought their lands and all of that. So it means the government of Liberia has a serious task, obviously, to evacuate the residents here from the Hotel Africa and the Unity Conference Center vicinity. But they've been given, I think, approximately 3 months up to December 18. So I guess within that time period, they and the government of Liberia will have to go back and forth to see if, payment will be done for their structure, through the Ministry of Public Works. So But that's the news currently. On yesterday, the Ministry of Public Works came here and I guess probably marking houses or creating demarcation as to where the evacuation should stop or begin and all of that. So my colleague Masemi and I are here. We just want to show you in the neighborhood to, probably so you can see for yourself what life looks like around the United Conference Center and what it's going to take the government of Liberia to be able to evacuate everyone from around here, since they are now ready to look after both Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. So what we're going to do, once we're done speaking with those folks who are residing inside the United Conference Center to tell us their experiences, we will just probably just board a vehicle, and then, because this is a very large piece of land, and we'll just drive in the neighborhood and show the camera around so you see the kind of homes that have been built here. There are 5-story buildings, very, very beautiful looking structures, permanent ones, of course, that have all been erected here in the vicinity of Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. So we can show you those ones. Like we said, there is a church right here, right by us. Also, obviously, it will be probably removed. Permanent structures.
Yeah, unfinished buildings.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I guess
I
now,
think we just go.
yes, let's now make our way into the compound itself, where the United Conference Center is. Like we told you earlier, folks are in the yard currently making use of the beautiful outlook of the structure. This concrete pavement still looks guaranteed, except
over years.
if it over years, over decades,
decades,
definitely. But they're still here, strong, moving. And from the way the structure itself look, it tells you that these structures were actually built by, professional engineers. They've lasted for ages now, but it still maintains, its outlook, except that since no massive renovation have been done on it over years, so you see the ceilings all falling off and all of that. I was just in Algeria attending the Intra-African Trade Fair, and I saw, the conference center in 1979. It brings similar kind of memory to me, I kind of Algeria at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair. And imagine what it would have been like in 1979 when Liberia hosted the OAU. We're talking about leaders like Chaka Stevens,
It's on a deplorable condition.
Definitely
Very
deplorable. So, but again, the government is ready for these structures, and so we look for. It's not going to take them a year or two to bring these structures back to life. It's going to take them quite a reasonable amount of time. It depends on what they intend to do. I still do remember in 2009 when Liberia was hosting the International Women Colloquium here in Monrovia. There's a South African consortium that declared interest in wanting to invest up to $100 million in Hotel Africa, and at the time, but that didn't go through. And yes, correct me if I'm also wrong, there might in fact have been several offers for folks to invest into Hotel Africa because of its position and the history that's attached. When the OU was held in 1979, Hotel Africa hosted some of the biggest leaders from around the world. And Africa, of course, in fact, come to think of it, we're talking up to 300 bedrooms, host 300 bedrooms, several villas attached to hold presidents and VIPs. And then there's a beautiful pool that's designed in the design of the map of Africa, also there. And then it sits right at the edge there at the Atlantic Ocean. So beautiful piece of infrastructure. This structure holds lots of history. Speaking of, it's been built because of Liberia hosting the OAU conference, and you and I know the relevance that OAU brings to Liberia. Did play a significant part in ensuring Africa unite at the time. So also in Saniquile, the activities held at the time in 1979, because Saniquile also does hold some historical facts about the OAU. So let's just walk quickly to where there are residents residing here in the Hotel Africa, the United Conference Center building. Let's see if we can hear from them to tell us their experiences at the time. Also, my chauffeur, Richmond Sim, used to be around. Yes.
I think the man Richmond Sim got more to tell us about this whole conference center.
Yeah, definitely. He has been here. But just if we can just look ahead, if you look on the balcony in there, you'll see a few folks sitting down. We can just walk to them and hear from them. But we could also just show the camera inside what the conference center looks like now. So, but these are the stairs, Masami. They still look guaranteed if you look at it. I mean, still intact. It tells you that some very serious construction work took place here. Good morning, how you do? So maybe we can just show inside what it looks like. This is the lobby right here. And if you come in, once you arrive in Masami, once you enter, there is a security booth right here. This is where reception is, and probably security would have been in 1979. And then if you also look around, just spin the camera around, this is an open space. And then right here, where this huge artwork is that tells you all of the history as it relates to the OAU conference in 1979.
So this place, this is the hall that graduation, wedding events.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there are several conference rooms in here in the Unity Conference Center. Think of international conferences; they do have several, panel discussions.
Yeah.
So there are several components of the entire conference center that are here. But this place also has no smoking warning that was placed still exists in English, in French, and in Arabic, and it has been here for ages, and it still looks strong. Still shines, yeah, except that some paint have been placed on it, what have you. But let's talk about this giant-sized art that is right here, right above us here. If you look, we see drawings of several Liberian presidents. Speaking of President Tolbert himself, dressed up there in his famous white suit with his cane in his hand. We also see President William V. S. Tubman somewhere right here in the middle, signing some kind of agreements. Several Liberian leaders are all here on this particular nice-looking piece of art that is here to the entry of the conference center. And so basically we just wanted to show you inside what the Unity Conference Center looks like. So it appears now that government of Liberia is ready to start working on this structure. We can go into the entire building for the sake of internet once we go in certain locations. But there you have it. These are decks. All decks built, and behind here you have receptions or receptionists all behind this particular portion. There are several stairs to take you upstairs. There is one there on ahead of us there. And then there's another one here that says, the conference rooms are all divided into several components. So this is, yes. So this is B and also C. So this stairway can take you up to conference room B and conference room C. So 2 conference rooms on the end, several conference rooms on the other end. But let's just make our way outside quickly and see if we can talk to those who are residing here in the conference room and all of that. Another nice piece of design right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 counties at the time. Historically, if you look at it, and then with the star there pointing out the capital, you also have places like Harno, you've got Greenville, Sino, Grangy there. Buchanan, Grand Bassa, Morovia, Robertsport, Lufa, of course, Nimba, and Cape Mount there in the middle also. So, this place holds lots of history, like we said. But let's come out and see if we can talk to some of those who are just residing here. We spoke to one of them earlier, and he said he will help us to just tell us a little bit about what he knows about the famous United Conference Center. So I'll just stand right by him. How are you, sir?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. My name is Anthony Williams. I'm from ELBC. And kindly introduce yourself for me, please.
I'm in Mario Jabakonoa, Ministry of State, United Conference Center. I'm a security here.
Okay, you're a security here. Yeah. How long have you been helping the government of Liberia to secure this historic structure?
Well, I came in here 2001, but 2004, I got employed. And from 2004 up to now, 2025, I'm still here.
taking care of the structure.
Yes.
How has it been being here at the Unity Conference Center, especially owing to the history that is attached to it? You being around for ages, how do you describe your experience and time here?
Well, when I got here first, I think the building was intact, but I think you can see the building now is gradually falling apart. And although we are taking care of the building, but we always crying to national government that this facility is historical. And when it comes to dry season, like November to March, we see other people from all west of Angola in the world coming here to see the wonderful OE building. But then years upon years, as they come in, they say, wow, we came, we saw the other place, it was in tight, but it gone down. Gradually, we say, yeah, we are here to just take care of the building until national government come in. And today, I think you can see the structure now. Gradually, we are still crying, we're still hoping that national to buttress the effort of OEU to get the place renovated because the building is historical.
And one of the main reasons why we're here is that the Ministry of Public Works, speaking of government's intervention, Public Works have issued a removal order to everyone who have built structures around here and to evacuate, because it appears the government now is ready to look after both the OAU building or Unity Conference Center and Hotel Africa and other structures that belong to government. So what do you make of that? And also, you have been here for years. You have seen the growth of structures or people building homes around the area. What was it like when you came, and what is it like now?
Well, I can speak on that. When I came in here, we have other leaders that were here. They were ahead of us, and today, some of them have been pensioned, and they are all gone because they were in charge of all that. But then we've been knowing that every time we will hear this government property. And if today government is coming in now to say they want their property back, I don't think there will be any hasty decision. I only think we should be in union to at least seek government intervention that the place now is populated, because when we got here at that time, it was all forest. And it was causing very, very harm to the security here, because criminals come into the forest area. And today you can see, at least we can see a distance now. So other people came in to at least try to buttress government while security are here.
Okay, is there any of you who like have a home anywhere around the conference center here?
No, for I am a security here, although I live here. Yeah, I already in the building here. Yeah. Okay, like him. You say you were here.
I know.
Okay.
All right, thanks for talking to us. You say your name again?
I mean, Maria Jaba Konowa.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Konowa, provided if I got it right. Thank you very much. And so that's one of the securities who's taking care of the structure. He's been here since 2002. That's quite a while now. And he's giving his experience over the years. According to him, this particular structure, of course, because of the historical nature attached to it, there are tourists always coming to Liberia to have a glimpse of the OAU building. In his words, there are some who came earlier and still came back and have seen how dilapidated the building is getting gradually. But we're going to talk to another person who probably must have been here for quite a long time than Mr. Emmanuel, who spoke to us earlier. Kindly just join us right here quickly. Thank you very much. My name is Anthony. What's yours, please?
Nice meeting you, Morris Gayu.
All right, Mr. Gayu, thanks for granting us the chance to talk to you.
Opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the historic OAU building, the Unity Conference Center. How long have you been here, and what do you know about this beautiful place?
Thank you very much. Morris Gayu, speaking to you again. I grew up here. I came here in 1980, which I was small. My father passed off to the brother on this side to have a school ring. And at the time, my father was leaving, because he was a military man, leaving to go on duty. He asked my other brother that I should be with him to go there. From there, he too was going. He asked me to send my application to Minister of State, which will protect why I was living in, which I prefer.
Okay.
And I know jig of the history of the whole area.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you got horse around?
I do not have my own area, government structure area. Prefecture building.
Oh, I understand.
Okay. Yeah, the way my living structure is rest my head. In the morning, I come to do my physical work.
So during your days, what the place was really looking like?
It was very beautiful. It was very, very much beautiful. It was security intact. At that time, before you even come around the building, you 4, 5, 6 person will ask you a question. What are you doing here? What you can do here? And all that.
That's how protected it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after the war, everything went disarray. And the security from other ministers of state, they wealth. And the community dweller, they wealth. I think you can look at common example, the hotel and this facility.
Yes.
We do vigilante group from Prefab now. They also rest in peace. You need to wake up all early in the morning, in the night time, and say, oh, your man sleep, you gotta go man government property. It's because we all reside in and around the vicinity of the government facility. So we'll go there, come here, we'll have a sleep at night. And I think you can see today, you can see the glasses intact.
Sure.
So the community must have a plot for that. They wealth.
Yes, I think you need an applause for that, obviously.
Yeah. And when you see the expenditures of structures have been built, it was 2013. If my memory set me right, when the bush cow came from Rossville and came the past after the whole place of jungle, thick forest, and came a reside there and start killing, kill people. He killed one fellow. So I heard it say, oh, the bush cow killing someone. I ran there. And to the grace of God, and the bush cow fought for 1 hour 30 minutes.
Oh.
I think you see the mark.
How you got all these cows?
Yeah, and you see it broke my front teeth.
Wow.
So based on this, the director at that time, Mr. Ananjala, he said, you know, buildings got the right to live there, even to clear the bushes around.
Okay, so the higher got squatter right.
Exactly.
Because the government wanted you to help them to clean the place and safeguard the place.
Exactly. Okay. And I got our squatter right from there.
So as a security and caretaker of this place,
let me get you right, let me correct you. I'm not security, I'm a gardener. I'm a
gardener, right?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry for that. As a gardener for this place, this entire Unity Conference Center, what challenges do you face?
Many, but not all the water you pour outside. Not all the water you pour outside. We face the other challenges, material, no material. Only that our directors use our own physical aim to buy materials for the place. And there's 2 men in the whole perimeter. If I give you the whole diagram of the place, there's 2 men that work, they get a 1847 slavery.
Okay.
Only 2 men.
We understand your concern, and now that the way government is coming now to pay attention to the place, we're hoping you'll be among some of those who will be giving some applause, for the effort that you put in over the years.
If opportunity been given to me, because common people, anyone come, they come with different ways of behaving. But if opportunity be given to me, I can work with them. Okay. Why not? And give them the whole story they see.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
You say your name again?
Maurice K. Popular name Skino.
Oh, Mr. Skino. Thanks for talking to us. Mr. Skino, Mr. Maurice Gayu, formerly known, was talking to us about the famous Unity Conference Center, giving us his own experience at the time. But you heard him right. After the war, the government needed folks to assist them to look after these structures. And that's how he started living here. He was given squatters' right by government. So that's why he even has a structure here. And not because he was looking for land to build a piece of house. But again, you heard him. This place used to be the center of attraction, and everyone wanted to come here.
This place used to be very beautiful.
So in fact, right there in the park, there are still folks enjoying themselves, taking pictures right there in the park. If you look closely, folks are still there in the park, taking pictures. So I think now we'll just both get on the vehicle and then start making our way into the neighborhood. And but we can just probably just show you around what the outskirts of this place looks like. Right here at the edge of the building, you have the park right here, but also it's right closer to the river, and a very beautiful view. And of course, you can stand there and look up the Ducor, look up Central Monrovia, and places like West Point, Nikutown. You can look at them from this distance here at the famous Unity Conference Center. And once you stand here, the famous Ducor Hotel is just right up there. You'll be looking also at it. And also, once you stand here, you can also be able to see the famous Hotel Africa also from this far. So but look at, see nature, see how beautiful this place is. Unless you want us to go a little closer so we show the folks who are watching, we can just double up. Just show the environment instead. We can just double up and show those of you who are watching what this place looks like. We would have gone into the neighborhood to maybe show you the structure, show you the homes, and talk to those who have built homes around the United Conference Center. But again, as the announcement is up, and almost everyone in this particular vicinity should by now know that they are being told to evacuate the famous Hotel Africa and United Conference Center by December 18. So this is a golf field. If you look closely, there's a Liberia flag right there in the middle on the golf court. And then if you just look right across the fence there are also homes built in that compound. That should be the motel that was built right here. And if you just look closely, just look across the river there, you're looking at Monrovia from this end. And then here on our right hand side, if we can just come a little closer, behind us is the famous Hotel Africa. It's also in that direction. If you just show the camera where the golf view is, nicely designed, I mean awesome looking from this place. Masami, wedding and all of that. And this place obviously looks like where someone would want to hold their wedding reception. Probably the folks who just enjoy that nice view as we talk about it.
Host religious meetings, picnic, wedding reception, photo shoot, especially on the Sunday. So I don't know if public works start their work, whether those folks will still be coming here to have those activities.
Well, I can't determine for them, but obviously once there is construction, I'm not sure that people will be allowed to access these vicinities. But again, it's possible public work will pardon people just because this place has, a beautiful outlook from the standpoint of tourism. And so, yes, how this is going to benefit Liberia, someone says in the comment section, this place has a whole lot of touristic potential, or tourist potential, if I can say it that way. And so, obviously, once this structure gets the proper renovation it needs, the government of Liberia will obviously generate funds. Who wouldn't want to spend a night in the famous Hotel Africa after the so much history that it has over the years? So that we can now make our way out and go into the neighborhood now, where we'll just drive our way to Hotel Africa itself, so you see what it looks like in case you've never seen Hotel Africa, though it looks dilapidated now, but just to show you what the dilapidated structure looks like. But of course, there are hundreds or countless number of homes built all around the vicinity of Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. So let's just board the vehicle, get on the vehicle, and then we can show you what it looks like currently. So we're just going into the neighborhood now to talk to some of those who have been asked to evacuate the particular area. We spoke to another security over there. So, okay, thank you very much. All right, so folks, we're now leaving the famous United Conference Center, and we're driving towards the Hotel Africa Inn. Let's see. So we're now driving. We want to board the vehicle and make our way towards the Hotel Africa Inn. So you also have a glimpse of Hotel Africa. One interesting thing I've also noticed, Masiami, if you look close at the balcony there are still lights. They've got lights. There's LED in the neighborhood. And here's this nice looking view also, right, with the light poles shooting directly towards the famous United Conference Center. So let's wait for our chauffeur, who also has an experience of playing around the compound of the United Conference Center when he was growing up. Yeah, he's quite an interesting guy. He will tell us his own experience of Hotel Africa or the United Conference Center. So probably just have a glimpse of the environment. So, folks, we've already gotten on the car, and we're now driving towards the famous Hotel Africa. Kindly, can you check the sound and see if it's okay, and tell us in the comments section. But we're now driving, leaving the famous United Conference Center after talking to a few folks to give us their experience. The main reason why we're here is because the Ministry of Public Works have given everyone who have structures in this vicinity a removal order. They've asked them to evacuate the compound of the United Conference Center and the famous Hotel Africa. So by December 18, it's going to be the deadline, and they will all have to look for new locations, obviously. But there are folks who have been here for ages. They've lived here. They're feeling comfortable and permanent. We've got permanent structures all built around the vicinity of Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. So it's going to be quite, I don't want to assume that this is going to be easy to get the folks out of this place, because it's been long coming. For years, the folks have been trying to evacuate folks from this place. Sometimes you go to Hotel Africa, they evacuate, the folks come back and all of that. So, but now, the government of Liberia seems to be actually serious about wanting to develop both Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center. As we're driving now, if you can just zoom in a little bit, you'll see the Hotel Africa from across the bush, somewhere beyond the swamp. But that's Hotel Africa a little further from us if you're looking. So, what? Of course. So for those of you following, we can read some of your comments. And Javani Warrior, thanks very much for the commendation. Someone says these people are brave. Who sold the land to them? Yes, you know, in Liberia how it works. There are folks buying government property, and you want to wonder how they're buying it, who's selling it to them. Also, someone says this place is for government, then people are building there again. Someone says all those living over there, that's Mankula's son, he says all those living over there were squatting, and government owes them nothing unless the government who is responsible for the welfare of its people will find some accommodation for them. Obviously, come to think of it, one of the reasons also why a lot of people settled around here could be after the war. Once people came back, you know, everything was like kind of in a disarray. Everyone is looking for area to squat. Everyone is looking for home. So folks were just building makeshift structures, and eventually started erecting, you know, permanent structures. If you look from across the garden there, that's Hotel Africa, guys. Now, right here at the intersection, look at one of these structures that's right here. Look right here at the intersection. See this, you know, beautiful looking compound. I mean, it looks permanent structure, of course. Nice looking compound, but it's on the property of Hotel Africa. It's on the property of the United Conference Center. So it's obviously going to be one of those properties that's going to be affected by the evacuation. I mean, come to think of it. And so if you look right there, it says Prof. C. Nelson Oniyama, you know, Seaview Golf and Country Club. So it appears that golf field that we were showing you is probably now under the ownership of someone else. If that's something that we can go by. In fact, someone said Liberians love new structures rather than maintaining the ones or the old ones that they already have. That's Joseph Bindi. That's if I got it right. Someone says some Liberians are very brave by building anywhere. That's Joseph Bindi again. Enoch Williams said the people live on government land for decades without paying anything. The government is rarely to renovate the property. Okay, yes, obviously, building illegally on government lands without squatters' right is void of compensation from government. That's Joseph Bidi again. So lots of comments speaking about compensation of those who are residing here. I want us to be talking as we drive, like Yeah, sure. You can just come closer. My chauffeur, Richmond Sim, kind of lived in Liberia also for quite a reasonable time before I was even born here, along with Mr. Diflo Flomo. The two of them were having their long arguments while we were coming. But Sim, while we were driving, I would appreciate if you tell me what was it like during your days coming here at Hotel Africa and the United Conference Center.
Hotel Africa was a very nice place to come and visit.
Okay.
I can remember during my teenage, Hotel Africa was a place where foreigners or guys from other African countries came for events like occasions, West African states president.
Yeah.
They were always regular at Hotel Africa for their summit events.
Yeah.
So
were you here in '79 when they had the OAU conference?
I was part of that occasion. 1979, my dad brought me to the occasion, and I wore a suit that most people call purple suit, but the original name of that suit was Total Involvement.
Oh, Torbe brought Total Involvement.
Yes, but now they have been changed around to purple suit.
So you wore Total Involvement just to come for the OAU conference?
Yes. My father and I came out with the
who were the leaders you saw at the time?
Oh, great. I saw Shaka Steven and I saw Secretary.
Okay.
And in Torba at the time, those three guys of our West African states, our neighbors, those guys I saw.
Okay
then.
And speaking about the Hotel Africa side, you used to come play on the beach and things?
No, I was in distance. I was living way up to Cinco, so we just came here for occasions. Like my father, when presidents come in here, my father and I would dress up and we come for the program. So that was the Reddit I knew, and this place was a nice place. Flower, the yard was so mulling, it was a place like a European states.
Okay.
So
Small America, right?
Small America, Hotel Africa was a nice place. So I wish that Hotel Africa should be like the same, So I'm grateful to the Liberian government that they are able to transform Hotel Africa to something new again.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. That's Richmond Sam. Richmond Sam is our chauffeur. Quite an interesting driver he is. Mr. Diflo Flomo will talk to me from the government and tell me he's not interested. Quite interesting, but we are in the Hotel Africa. Yeah, as you can see, that's the building you're looking at there. The Hotel Africa is set right here. Like I said, only the frames you're looking at now. But quite a beautiful structure.
Very beautiful.
Yes, very huge. But once you arrive here, the energy that that welcomes you. There's lots of people living here. There's bikes. There are clothes hanging up. Zinc shack structures are also in here, but we're now going to enter the compound of Hotel Africa itself. Can you imagine the fence still exists, Masami? The fence. So let's just get down quickly, guys. But we're already here at Hotel Africa, the famous Hotel Africa. I do remember coming here on a touristic expedition to come and have my own glimpse of history. Today marks, I think, one of those times that I've been here. So we'll now walk into the compound. Once you arrive, Masami, you hear music. It still looks like a resort.
Yes.
Imagine it's old, it's been here for ages, but the compound still stands the same purpose for which it was built. Not over a decade, over several of them. So if you look, if you can just show the camera right inside, we are afraid, in fact, that these songs will create copyright issues for our broadcast. But just look at the compound itself. Just look at the compound for yourself. See, there are folks having their entertainment centers inside the compound of the famous Hotel Africa. This is what it looks like, guys. I mean, the ocean is just right next door. I mean, I think this is why this place was chosen as the actual location, because once you're here, you get to see Monrovia from afar, from within the Hotel Africa compound itself. So just have a look. This is the building, Hotel Africa itself. This is what it looks like. Over 300 rooms were built here purposely to host all of the delegates that were coming for the OAU conference in 1979 during the era of President William R. Turbot, when the verge of working hard to unite itself. See how many floors this is, Masami. If we can just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And and obviously, since we do not have the actual details from the engineer, we can't tell how many floors these are. but it looks like 5 up to 6 of them. And then there are several rooms attached, a bunch of entries, smaller entries built here, if you can look. No, so I mean, I come to think of it, Masiami, even the yard itself looks very beautiful, and it's very massive. And then maybe we could just take a walk quickly to the famous Africa pool, and because this was the yes, we can make our way around, because this hotel was built to host the OAU conference at the time, so everything was about Africa. The pool is a giant size pool, you wouldn't believe, and it's built in the design of the map of Africa.
I think this place needs to be like a tourism sector, right?
And not the entire sector, just the site, of course. It was like, I mean, it obviously was a tourist attraction. Hotel Africa was the go-to place for tourism if you were coming to West Africa at the time. History has it, it's written, it's on the books. And for every Liberian who know the history of Hotel Africa will tell you this place was the place where every African wanted to come if they wanted to visit Liberia or West Africa. So all of the presidents that same names while we were in the vehicle, of course, were here in Liberia. Sierra Leone, Saka Stevens, you think of the African leaders at the time who were fighting for African unity. They were all here. So folks are still making use of this magnificent infrastructure, but it's purely in ruins, in ruins, in dilapidated. Look at everything. Hotel Africa, when it was in its prime, will tell you this was the center of attraction. But look into the structure itself. I think it's fine. Purely dilapidated. Come and have a glimpse of the building of yourself from this angle. Just see the building from this angle, from up, down. See what it looks like. You get to see, every floor, every flat, from this angle. Beautifully, designed. And then the coconut trees, this pathway, and then the famous Africa pool right ahead of us there, if you look closely. And that's where the pool is. And so we wish we could go upstairs, but we can't risk anything. No. This building has been here for ages. Think of it, since 1979. So you don't know, obviously. But let's just take a walk on the beach itself, so we show you the beauty of nature and why this place can be considered as an entire tourist attraction. Have a look right here, Masami. Whoa, the breeze from the ocean alone tells you there's a reason why anyone would want to be here.
And the view is very, very beautiful.
Now,
very beautiful.
One view I want you to look at, apart from these trees, the chairs that have been placed in here. Let me see what this one feels like. Nicely designed. You can just have a seat right here and have a casual conversation. Imagine. Yeah, but these ones were just built recently by folks who are making use of the Hotel Africa compound. But I'll show you Monrovia from Hotel Africa and why I say this is a pure tourist attraction. First of all, this is the Atlantic Ocean right here, right ahead of us there. If you look closely, that's the ocean. And then from here, you are looking straight up at the famous Ducal Palace, another historic piece of infrastructure. If you can just zoom in a little bit, and that's Monrovia right there. That's the free port of Monrovia. That's the free port of Monrovia right there. That's the famous Ducal, Palace Hotel. And of course, this is the Atlantic Ocean right here. Hotel Africa, from this other end, you can just have a glimpse of it. Once you're on the beach, once you're on top of the Atlantic Ocean, you are looking at the famous Hotel Africa. These fishermen are also making use of the beaches. And then if you look there are some additional villas that were built around the Hotel Africa compound, and those are the ones that are lined up right ahead of us there. If you look closely, they look like palava huts, but they were all designed to host several meetings, host VIPs, presidents who made use of this particular vicinity. So
Anthony, someone is asking in the comment section, what does the government want to do with this place?
Well, that's quite an interesting question. But I mean, it's just obvious. That's the answer to that question is all the government want to do with Hotel Africa, if not to renovate it and use it for the same purpose for which it was built in the first place. To host people, I mean, to serve as a hotel. This is an iconic piece of infrastructure that was built, to showcase African unity. And so for the fact that it's even named Hotel Africa, it speaks a lot about, continental unity. So government wanting to probably rebuild or renovate this structure obviously mean that Liberia wants to rebuild one of the structures that stands firmly for African unity, and also for Liberia's tourist sector, in the country's growing test for infrastructural development. Obviously, I think that provided if that helps to answer the person's in the comment section question. But let's go to the famous Africa pool. So we show you, for those who were here in 1979 when the OAU building was built, the pool was designed in the form of the map of Africa. I keep speaking of African unity. Everything about Hotel Africa, the United Conference Center, was simply about the OAU conference that was being held here in 1979. And so that's why, in fact, the design of the pool maintains the map of Africa. So let's go and show you quickly. We can just double our steps, and maybe you can focus while we go there, and then the building itself while we go closer to the pool, so the folks can be having a glimpse of it while we go there. So yes, let's go from that end, and then you will be able to have a clearer view of the map. But the pool was designed, in the form of the map of Africa. Have a look at it. So this is it right here. Just if I can just stand right here, Masami. Woo! Hotel Africa, folks. The map of Africa designed in the form, in fact, the pool designed in the form of the map of Africa. I don't know what the depth of this pool is, but the water in it still looks green, and that's because of the tile that's on the floor of this pool. It's actually green. And wow, have a look. Even the tile that is here still looks guaranteed. Right here on the floor, still looks guaranteed. I mean, come to think of it, since 1979, these blue tiles are still here. And of course, the famous Hotel Africa, the famous Africa pool here at the Hotel Africa. And so the kids there are enjoying themselves, having, some fun, having some fun time. So folks, this will do it. We just wanted to show what Hotel Africa looks like, just have a glimpse of the building, and then we can make our way back into the neighborhood and probably talk to the residents. The sound is not safe for our broadcast, so let's use this way instead.
So the only thing we can talk with that guy sitting over there.
Well, we left.
So for those of you just joining, I would like to say thanks for joining. We are here at the famous Hotel Africa. I think we can talk to that guy, right?
Let's see if we can talk to some of the folks in the neighborhood.
So
right outside the compound.
Okay. So if you are just joining, I would like to say thanks for joining. Thanks for following this live broadcast. We are live in District 17, Montserrat County, at the famous Hotel Africa. So I'll just go back to the comment section. Jerry said, hope government of Liberia is fully ready to do something there. It shouldn't take like thinner. There should be move. They should remove the people and the place turn dusty. Meaning, I think trying to say that they shouldn't remove the people, right?
Yeah, I think he means
you
shouldn't remove the people and then
yes.
you leave the place vulnerable just like it still is. Yeah, I only assume the government means well for what it intends doing. And I know several governments have also made attempts, to develop this place. But again, you can't determine for this government. Once they say they're ready for it, they're ready. And I can't speak for them, but I want to assume the Ministry of Public Works means well for this. Probably they've got some partners who are willing to invest on this particular location, because even with our Hotel Africa, the land alone, the environment alone, is a pure tourist attraction by itself. So let's go outside. We can show you the neighborhood, some of the structures where people It's okay, don't worry. We'll show you the homes that have been erected here inside Hotel Africa. Now this is the exterior of the building, outside of the compound. But look, these are the homes, and these are some of the residents who are here. As you can see, some are zinc shack because they know they are not, they can't erect permanent structures. There are those who have erected permanent structures, but there are folks who are fishermen who are residing here, so they've not built permanent structures, as you can see. These are homes. How you do? Let me tell you, how you do? How long you been here? Where ni?
Patient Kamara.
Patient Kamara.
Yeah.
Patient, let's stand up for me small. Let's talk about the Hotel Africa I've been here. So my name Anthony Williams. I'm from ELBC. And I want you to just tell me your name again, please.
Patient Kamara.
So how long you been here at Hotel Africa?
More than 8 years.
More than 8 years. And you been living here?
Yeah, my house on the road there.
Your house on that side. Concrete, how you been?
Yeah, once I concrete, once I zero.
Okay. But are you aware that you were squatting on government property, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was squatting on government property.
Okay. And then the government said by December 18, they want a property. What do you make of that?
No, the government just got to help all because for me, I'm Patient Kamara. I don't even know where to start because I and I get sick and all is that.
Yeah, I can see.
Because I get nowhere because my mom died, my father, only me and my children. And then the late play would depending on and they telling all I move from there. They shot me. I don't really know what to say, sir. So we just appealing to the government or let the government see what you will do for us. Because I can say like what government. We the one who the ring going up and down, we say we want a paper. So the paper will not just all of that, all such children. We are a children. Then you see how best you will do up back. We just begging him because we not get nowhere to go. I don't get nowhere with my children to go. That's why it made me sick the whole land. I think on it. Just the phone I can't say me go find out. So we just begging the paper.
Okay.
We begging him. Because it's not easy.
Thank you very much. Your name also, Alma?
My name Kuma Fala.
Kuma, how long you been here?
For me, I can say the place of 1 year to the place, yes. Well, I've been renting in hotel 5 years, my 1 year here.
Okay. So somebody pay a house here on government land and we're renting it to you?
Of course.
Okay. So, but you ain't got permanent house for yourself, right?
No, under the place.
Only they sing sunny.
Under the buffer.
Okay, yeah, now I we call it. So that you living. But come say they come take you from you. And not that they like come run behind you necessarily. They say up to December 18. By then they expect that people who build permanent structures, you know, who pay like the concrete hall and where you are renting from, people who pay in the roadway, in the alleyway and all of that, they should start evacuating Hotel Africa land. But what a message to government, the way they say.
My message to government, I want the people to please, at least, to help us. Because for now, we get nowhere to go. Yeah, my children, I get nobody to help me with the children. Only I alone. Now they want to say, we're going to be here for to survive. I need to sleep. So help us help at least. So he can help us, we can find a place to be. Then he help us, asking please, we begging him. Then he help us. At least.
Thank you very much, Makuma.
Because it really brought pain and sorrow to us. Since last night, I even close my eye. Yeah, we know where to start from. Yeah, we begin the paper.
Okay, we're hoping you will hear you. We're hoping you will hear your voice and do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So, yes, there are other residents here. Come in. So, there are other residents here, right on the right-hand side of us. If you can see, they're right there. They also reside here. They have their structure here. And, of course, but you heard it from these two ladies that we spoke to. They're calling on government to kind of pardon them and all of that. They've been here for ages. The thing about it is because I asked her earlier if she's squatting. And so if you're aware that you're squatting, over the years, it's a sign that you've got to, be doing something that you can run to if the owner of the property ever comes around. I can say that to them now. They're grieving, obviously, so, but I think that's what it should be. But again, I guess the government intends to handle this in a way that it will not get chaotic and also it will not necessarily affect people. These are citizens also, and come to think of it, there are lots of structures owned by government that people are occupying. Speak of the 72nd barracks, government of Liberia, government in, government out. The people stay to 72nd, the moon from there, that war is not easy. Same case of Hotel Africa, government in, government out. So I think the government will obviously maybe do a kind of plan that will, but it's tough. Obviously, it's really
Very,
tough.
very difficult.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. Imagine being here for over 8 years plus, and within 3 months' time,
You
you
have
got
to
to
leave.
leave the place. But then, Liberia got to be developed too.
Sure.
Like look on the other hand, Anthony. Yeah.
It has to do with let's just face Hotel Africa so the folks can be looking. It has to do with also similar thing we were just doing the evacuation process. They were clearing the roads for the construction or the enlargement or expansion of the the Japan Freeway. Also from Freeport as far as the St. Paul River Bridge. There are folks who have their structures in a right of way. They have to be removed. Obviously. So like you said, development has to come to Liberia.
Yeah, and development comes with pain. Sure. Development comes with pain. Let's look at Douala now. At least now, those who have stores and shops, they are dressing back now. Yeah. Another thing I carry on their business from the beginning, I think it was in July, right?
Yeah, sure.
In July, that thing was in tears, crying, saying to the government that we need to set, we need to do our business, our children are in school, but development have to go on.
Yeah. Now some of them have moved on already because they've got no choice.
And the other thing said that the people will not take off from here. They will not see no road, but at least now the road project start from Freeport to Lockingtown. So I think after the rainy season beginning next year, January now, probably work to continue the road project from Lockingtown Slimon to St. Paul Bridge.
All right. So let's see if we can go somewhere around the corner and just show you some of the structures, and then we can bring this video to an end. It's been quite a while now since we started. Just to show you what it looks like here. Have a glimpse of the entire neighborhood from this end and look at structures across the neighborhood. There are zinc shacks that could be easily removed, but there are permanent structures that are also being built. Those can be removed, but will cost thousands of dollars. And if this was a property that folks do not know about, that it belongs to government, I think government will be doing some rough payment to pay them for removing their structures because they want development. But it's the other way around. These structures are built on government property. Just pan the camera and look there. The entire neighborhood, punch, countless number of houses. There are roads, motorbikes, there are shops. Let's see if we can visit some of the folks here and maybe hear from one of two of them, and then we can bring this video to an end. But just yesterday, the public works were in this same very community asking the folks to evacuate, and leave. Yeah, hello. And leave Hotel Africa. How you do? Who are you? As you were here yesterday when the public work people came? Yeah, not here, right? But you don't hear the news that the government people say they come and face Hotel Africa. They want people never build a house there around here to start moving the houses and other things by December 18th. Where near, man?
Ready?
You get a house around here too?
Yes.
So you pay your house here? How long you been here? It's been a while now, right? For years, eh?
So the way the people say they come in take off from here, and the people issued a statement yesterday, September 18, and the government gave you 3 months from September 18 to December 18. So why you made up of it?
Yeah, I even say yeah, but it's today you're telling me.
Okay.
I can remember yesterday when I went in the yard, I started hearing the girls and saying that the 90 day ratio. 90 I said, then 90 day again, it come back again. I hear it before.
Yeah.
Then I had patients say, well, I won't joking myself. I saw it on Facebook. My sister I saw it that the 90 days, the people continue to talk about the place. I said, all right. That happened yesterday. So I was surprised to see you.
Yeah, so that the news, but we're just going to hear from y'all who live in Ryan, what you make of it, because government say they come in, work on this place, and they're asking people who here in the next 90 days to be able to,
Yeah, to leave.
But yeah. I want to when you talk to our chair.
So that you chair lily? Chair lily, come on, just stand up for us small. Oh, you know well, eh? But chair lily, you not hear about the news?
I never heard the news.
Like you said, the chair lily. So Benishka probably was not you.
No.
Okay.
They put that reach yesterday, and I was
see anybody.
Okay. Well, let me ask Alma, as a cheerleader, are you aware that this particular location belongs to government?
Yes, I know that government property.
And you know a lot of people who are here are squatting.
Yes.
And you know, like anytime the government can come back to renovate this place.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Because you know there have been times, years back, government in, government out, they've been coming, they've been talking about wanting to remove people before, right?
No. I spent 30 years now.
Okay.
As I'm
Tell us your
Let me
experience.
take on my heater in your phone.
I see it.
30 years living here.
Yes.
Living here. How it been?
So the problem that there, when the people know, government know that we don't want their money in the place. And you know what I'm saying?
You're mining for government.
Yes, we're mining for government.
Okay.
And we live here. Some of our living way on the old road, but our husband they were working here. And the carpet, the transportation, the course, those who work here, you pay your own horses.
Okay.
Because I was having a feed here. That's what we did and we here. So when government came in, when they want to take off from here, then they find place and go order. But we not just leave like that. We appeal to them and we not get money. They know that. The president Waka said, "Come here." I will tell him the same thing.
So, Oma, you say God's, so it can be a one room here. So, who that God's person?
That the man that was taking care of the hotel. Why was on the hotel? He don't want to face it and he don't want to pay everybody. We call him Ghost. And he don't want to own the hotel.
So that what year? Was it in the 80s?
It was more than the
It
80s.
should be in the 90s because
They poor pay, they played 1979.
I know 1979. And
Yes.
Marco Doe at the time was the owner. The English businessman, who you calling Gus, I guess,
Yes.
was the owner.
Yes.
Of course, during the war, we got the information
Yeah.
that he also died and all of that.
Ghost?
Yes.
No.
So, okay, just go ahead, Alma. Thank you.
No, but man, Ghost was here.
Okay, he
When
might
Ghost
have been a
left,
descendant, okay.
when he left for here, he went free in way America.
Okay.
He left the mayor, who the mayor said, that Mr. Casey never working in the place.
So that he didn't
My
want to
husband was
pay
working
your
about
own room
himself.
because you're living far
We
off.
were living far off. He said the caretakers, my big place. From there, those who start working, we start paying our small horses.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? So the way President Waka said we must leave, we came for government. But he knows very well. We asking him, we appeal to him that he find somewhere to place us because we had nowhere to go. So when he ready not to drag us, I think he will drag us on the ground, but we had nowhere to go. So that he found place. We know that government place, that development. And you know what I'm saying that? Everybody got to develop. But you must satisfy somebody, that somebody satisfy you too. You can't just get children born here, they finish with high school here. Some of them married, some of them get children. Then he just ready, he just say, I give you 3 months. And no pay for them, and all the working, no pay. To eat good food, say no food. What I will go start hustle be. So we just appeal to him, then he try. The way they do Western people, they pay so well and they get there. I will be happy with him. I will dance for him. One room or two room. Then he have say so with two room we can start our left there. But now they left. Then he just want for everybody to die. Then Waka want for us to die. When he come, we tell him.
Okay, Alma, you appealing now? So
Yeah. I appeal to him.
thank you very much.
Yeah, he can try that one to me.
So that's it, folks. You are listening to residents here in the Hotel Africa area. So for those of you who have been watching us, this is what the neighborhood look like finally. And then right behind you is the Hotel Africa itself, right above the roofs there. So from the United Conference Center this morning, we started this live broadcast just to bring you up to speed, to make some intervention here at the famous Hotel Africa. And of course, we'd like to say thanks for watching and thanks for following us. My name is Anthony Williams, and this has been a broadcast about the removal order that have been given by the Ministry of Public Works for residents who are residing here on government property at the famous United Conference Center or the OAU building, and of course the famous Hotel Africa. It's been a minute now since we had you watching us and following us, especially to our diaspora followers and to everyone who have followed. Thank you for following. My name is Anthony Williams, and my colleague here is
Amasiame Kone.
Aison Yeba has been behind camera. D-Flow Flomo led the team. Thanks for watching, folks.